What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Muff. If you are rocking with this content, go ahead and smash that like button up for your boy. But it appears that this battle between Drake and Kendrick has ended or it's taking a bit of a hiatus. I mean, if Drizzy Drake decides to drop a crazy nuke on K Dot, then it would continue. But if we are to assume that it's over at this point, then Kendrick has likely being declared the winner. Now, do I personally feel that he won by much? No, I do not. But at this point, it is bigger than my opinion. The people seem to have spoken, and the general consensus on social media and polling that you see suggests that Kendrick beat Drake by a landslide. So today, I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons why I feel, that many people have perceived Kendrick as the winner. But before I jump into those reasons, I do want to state that I do not believe that Kendrick Lamar is innately a better rapper than Drake. I think they are equally great for different reasons. And you are obviously going to like who you like. And clearly there are stark stylistic differences between these two gentlemen. But in this specific battle, I did not feel that Kendrick bested Drake as far as actual bars were concerned. I'm talking about actual lyrics, y'all. But getting into one reason why I think Kendrick could be looked at as winning in this battle is because he had a better strategy than Drake, and he also benefited from better timing. It seemed like in the early phases of this battle, Drake was definitely up, but then things started to change after Euphoria. But Drake came with a really dope diss track in the form of Family Matters, but that was unfortunately overlooked by Kendrick dropping Meet the Grams, which dropped, 30 minutes later? And this was the kind of timing that helped turn the tables in favor of K-Dot to give him that momentum. And there was a lot of shock value in Meet the Grams, which is obviously going to appeal really well to folks on social media because it was so scathing. Now, let's also not ignore that it did borrow quite a bit from the concept of Pusha T's story of Adidon. But in fairness, we got to give Kendrick his props for really coming through with a crazy counterpunch. And hours later, he seemed to have put the nail in the coffin with that West Coast anthem, Not Like Us. It's a record that did become an instant smash, even though there were some wild allegations in it. And that's not to say that Drizzy Drake did not level some unfounded claims at Kendrick throughout this battle as well. But it didn't seem to matter much to fans of Kendrick, or I guess you could say haters of Drake, that there is yet to be any actual proof of the claims that Kendrick made on Not Like Us. Because the reaction seemed to be similar to a tidal wave, and I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. So essentially, the truth may not matter so much to some people if the record is that poppin', and if the record would channel that classic West Coast energy that's infectious. So I say all those points to say that Kendrick did benefit from having impeccable timing. A second reason that I feel contributed to Kendrick having the edge here is because he benefited quite a bit from having a whole coast behind them, the legendary West Coast, to be exact. And I think in these battles in hip hop history, the location, the coast, or the hood that an actual artist has lived in the battle, it became a part of the battle itself. Like, think back to the South Bronx with KRS-One, or Queensbridge with MC Shan. And let's face it, more people are likely going to want to root for Compton, California than they are Toronto, Canada. I mean, people associate California with the G-Funk era, with NWA, Eazy-E, Tupac, all the West Coast glory and nostalgia, and Bay Area rap as well. So yeah, I do think this played a role in giving Kendrick a bit of an advantage in this battle, especially after some West Coast rappers quickly united behind Kendrick after Not Like Us. Even sports teams have been playing it, so you can't deny, the impact of the track, even though it still has wild accusations that have yet to be proven. And another reason why I think that Kendrick is perceived as the winner here is because in 2024, Drake, he's just not culturally cool on social media. Drake has been looked at as being backed by the powers that be, whereas Kendrick is regarded as this champion of the people. And that is a narrative that plays really well on social media in favor of Kendrick because ultimately it comes down to, well, do you want to back a colonizer? And there is nothing wrong with Kendrick calling Drake that. As I think there is some truth to it. But at the same time, it was a shrewd play on Kendrick's part because people do want to be on the right sides of cultural issues. I get it. I'm not saying Kendrick did it to be calculating, but in the end, he read the room and it worked in his favor, especially since Drake made the tone deaf gaffe of the freeing the slaves comment. So yeah, in general, I do feel social media played more of a role in the perception of this particular battle now than it ever had in previous ones. Because it seemed every other second fans of both Drake and Kendrick would get on Twitter to dissect and come up with their own theories on what both Kendrick and Drake should do next. And the Twitter analyses were way more lit than what we have ever seen in hip hop battles prior. I mean, for obvious reasons. But it did seem like it was just not the popular thing to say you were down with Drake on social media. Like, if we want to relate this battle to politics in any way, then Kendrick was easily winning that popular vote. For instance, I would go on my YouTube feed over the course of the last week or so, and I would see random YouTube polls showing Kendrick over Drake by a landslide, and this was even before Not Like Us. So yeah, it seemed like Drake actually was the underdog here, and that he ended up having more of an uphill battle to climb, which might sound crazy, especially since he was allegedly backed corporately. Also, I do want to point out that some of the people who may have been rooting for Kendrick over the last few days might not actually have been day one Kendrick fans. Rather, they were likely just individuals who wanted to see Drake go down because they hate Drake and what they feel Drake represents. Maybe Drake deserves this hate, maybe he doesn't, but I feel that is above a lot of our pay grade. So yeah, I'm not doing this to make up excuses for Drake because Kendrick Lamar clearly had the momentum, but I did notice that there were more people that just seemed to want Kendrick to win. But yeah, if this battle is officially over and Kendrick Lamar is the winner, then props to Kendrick for a good battle. I would just say that it was close and not a landslide like some people are under the impression that it was. But well played, Kendrick Lamar. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It's your boy Mixtape Muff. I'm signing out. As always, it's peace and blessings.